I always assumed betrayal would leave traces you could catch if you paid enough attention. A cold glance, hidden messages late at night, maybe the faint trace of someone else's cologne on her blouse. But Rachel concealed it perfectly. For a decade, I believed our marriage was unshakable. We had everything people said made a good life, a beautiful house, 2 bright children, and even a company we ran together. She often joked that I was predictable, steady but dull. I thought that steadiness was a strength, something that would hold us together. I never expected to stumble onto the truth the way I did. One afternoon, I came home earlier than planned. From the yard, I looked up through our bedroom window and saw her. Rachel, tangled in sheets, laughing beside another man. That single glance shattered everything. The confrontation that followed wasn't fiery. She didn't beg, didn't deny it. Rachel simply stood there wrapped in linen, while the man behind her smirked like a victor showing off a prize. His name was Chase, tall, smug, the sort of man who thought charm could pass as substance. When I told her I wanted a divorce, Rachel just shrugged. Maybe it's for the best, she said. Chase added with arrogance, she's with me now, man. We'll be fine. That smug grin burned into my memory. What neither of them knew was that I had been quietly building a foundation all along. I wasn't dramatic. I didn't make scenes. But I was prepared, emotionally, legally, financially. So I didn't shout or fight. I simply nodded, gathered my things, and let them believe they had taken everything. That was their first mistake. Because I wasn't just Rachel's husband. I was the man behind the business, the one who managed the contracts, the deeds, the accounts. Her name might have been on papers, but the power behind them belonged to me. 2 weeks later, her lawyer called to discuss terms. Rachel wanted spousal support, property division, even full custody. I agreed to meet. I arrived at the office early, dressed in a plain shirt, calm as ever. No ego, no anger. When Chase strolled and holding her hand like she was a prize he'd won, I realized they still thought this was a game. But the game was already over. Their attorney entered moments later, a polished man named Gordon with a thick file under his arm. He looked confident, until his eyes met mine. His stride faltered, his face shifted, and his voice caught. "Mr. West?" he asked cautiously. "Yes," I replied with a faint smile. He adjusted his tie, clearly unsettled. "Nathan West." "That's right." His hands trembled as he placed the folder on the desk. Rachel glanced at him in confusion. Chase's smirk vanished. Gordon swallowed hard and said, "I wasn't aware you were that Nathan West. My apologies. This changes things." Rachel frowned. "What are you talking about?" Her lawyer hesitated before speaking, as if the words cut his tongue. "Your husband controls the majority of the holdings you're requesting, the main company, the lake house, most of the accounts. If we press for alimony, his counsel could counter with claims of misused marital funds. Pursuing this could backfire badly." I rose slowly, buttoning my jacket. My voice stayed even. "You can keep the clothes and the car. But the house, the business, the money, they remain mine. I've already placed partial trust funds in the kids' names. If you want to fight, we'll have one. But I don't recommend it." Chase said nothing, staring at the floor. The cocky grin was gone. Rachel's eyes darted, blinking rapidly as reality set in. I walked out of that office without anger or triumph in my voice, only the steady satisfaction of a man who had been doubted, underestimated, and had already won before the battle began. They believed they had broken me. In truth, they had only released me, and left themselves standing on the other side, watching as I walked away free.